What do we do, people? I don't know.
It's,
I just said that. I don't know. What's a
it's what
baseball
it
intro?
what it do.
Hmm?
It's what it do. Or for a baseball intro, you could sound like Jim Nance, like "Hello, friends, welcome."
That's kind of boring though. Anyway, peoples out there all around the world watching or listening, wherever you are. It is MLB opening day, uh, in America for, the 2023 season. So, given
You
all
know,
that goodies,
you know it. Actually,
yeah,
1 the year, 161 more
1-0
games,
for the race.
4-0,
Yep.
or one a victory 4-0 over the Detroit Tigers today. Impressive,
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
don't know
happy.
why they had a midday game because nobody went to that.
They always have midday games. And
I
actually,
know.
before you do that, I will say, because I was heading back over here today, coming back from that way, there was a lot of people coming from St. Pete trying to get to the Lightning game. Like
So
literally,
everybody went to the Rays game first, and then they were hopping over to the Lightning game. Probably
yes, pretty much.
they were doubling it up. Anyways, welcome to the Run and Gun Podcast, episode 10. We were having our little soliloquy about baseball there for a second.
You know, the interesting thing that America doesn't realize is that me and Ace have finally actually seen each other face to face, and we've realized that we are actually too dangerous to have physically in the same place at the same time.
Nobody's safe. Let's just leave it like that.
Like literally,
Nobody
no.
is safe.
Gosh. So I'm just like, I told him at the moment, I was like, this is why we can't be together. We can't physically be in the same room together because it's horrible. It is
We'll
horrible.
just roast the crap out of everybody.
And then you talk about pour gasoline on a whole room and just leave it to burn. Oh my gosh. But that being said, folks, as you know, be sure to leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well.
Be a friend,
Intro,
tell a friend.
yes, as always, be a friend, tell a friend. Got a lot of good stuff today. FAMU Pro Day, got a lot of numbers and stuff from that. We don't have any
Do
for
they
you.
have they said what teams went? I'm probably have to look that up. I don't think I saw anything about which team showed up as
I saw
scout
the
wise.
Patriots. I saw the Patriots in a photograph. The Patriots were definitely there. So, and of course, that makes sense. Bill Belichick. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that when we get in this, when we get into this and everything like that. So, of course, as y'all know, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, as Ace already said, and everything. But intro's next. Don't go anywhere. It's gonna be a fun one tonight.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash.
This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you are listening to
And you are listening to
And you're listening to
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
I will say we may have just seen the best first pitch to start a Major League Baseball season that we've ever seen from Megan Thee Stallion.
I wonder why.
I don't know, Ace. You tell me why.
It was a good throw.
Nah. Be honest. Tell us why.
Yeah,
Tell us. See, he was bold yesterday. He was bold yesterday, but today I don't know why he's not.
Anyway, we know why. I'm trying to find which team showed up to the FAMU Pro Day, but I am not seeing any list.
Well, all right. Well,
Oh,
he
well.
finds that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get started.
Anyways, let's get this going. We're already running late.
So FAMU had 23 NFL scouts today at Pro Day. We have a few numbers from there as well. It was from the photos that I saw. I saw that the Patriots definitely were a team that did attend, and that, quite honestly, makes sense. Bill Belichick is someone that he takes pride in. Oh well, Allison actually just said 20 teams came out, but in other okay, so it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 23 teams that came to Pro Day, pretty much.
Ask her if she knows which team specifically. We should
Okay,
say sources say which team specifically.
I will have to ask her
Oh
that
no.
this evening. But I know you want to know just because it's the Saints that you're
No,
really.
I just want to know which teams don't go to HBCU Pro Days.
Oh well, that
There's
part.
always a couple of them that just don't because you know how they are. I'd flame them, but I don't feel like it. I'm tired. Been a long day. Long week. But anyways, yeah, so FAMU had the Pro Day, Isaiah Land, Xavier Smith, Jose Romeo Martinez, right? Did I get that right?
Jose Romo Martinez, yes.
Romo, not Romeo. I knew it was close. Jose Romo Martinez, and a couple other guys showed up for the FAMU Pro Day today. Darius Fagan, I think, was also at it, right?
I did not see. They didn't have the thing laid out for him.
Oh,
Yeah, they didn't have anything laid out for him or anything such as that. I'm actually trying to find out now and see like what other scouts were there. If I can find a photo or anything, I'm not seeing anything. So, interesting.
well, while he figures that out. Hey, we're all distracted today. Yeah, so they had their Pro Day. Mostly good stuff, it looked like, coming out
So
from
I
what I
actually
saw from the tape.
so Isaiah Land, I guess the biggest knock on him, according to scouts, was his weight. It's because he went into the combine. Because the biggest thing was, could he get to 235 or 236 in that neighborhood? So he went into Indy at 236, and then he came into today at 235, still moving well. And the thing that he did do well is, as we all know, he was top 5 in the 3-cone drill and the agility drills such as that at the combine. So it is proven now, yes, he is a speed rusher. If he were to put more muscle on himself, he could play inside as well at linebacker. So that was one interesting stat that came in. So he came into today at 235, showed a lot of his showed what he can do. Correct me if I'm wrong, because you're the 40-yard dash guy. At the combine, he clocked what? 4.46?
4.62. 4.6 or 4.62, somewhere around there.
Okay, so I'll give him a low 4.5 grade because honestly, like that's still impressive. That's good for edge rusher. So
Yeah, that's still top 10 at the combine.
Yeah. So, and the fact of the matter is, I'm going to assume he probably either ran the same thing or faster, given that his weight is basically the same and did not change.
Yep.
So I'll give him that. And then the other thing too is because Chris Fadul averaged 44.5 yards per punt this in his career, he punted, his long was 59 yards today. So impressive for him as well. Someone that was that, and it goes to show the hidden gems that were not at the combine in Indy. So it was good for him
They
that
don't
he
have much
was.
special team stuff at the combine anyway.
Yeah, no, they really don't. They don't. They have a few things. They have a couple punters run here and there and stuff. But my thing is, I was surprised to honestly see that the best punter in the FCS and quite possibly the country did not get an invite to the combine. But I mean, as you said, they don't really invite punters or kickers.
No, mostly special teamers. They go off of college tape and Pro Day works anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really matter on that end. Because as long as, especially with punters, as long as you have a good hang time and you can direct where you want the punts to go on a backspin or like that kind of nature where you're getting it to go out of bounds before your touchbacks or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a job.
Yeah, I feel that. That's pretty accurate. And then also too, we had 13 reps on the bench press for Xavier Smith. So this is bench pressing 225 pounds, which is the universal weight that they judge everybody off of. So 13 reps off of bench press for Xavier Smith, which is very impressive
for
for
a
a
wide
guy.
receiver.
Yeah. And also, too, give or take, this is also going to be a guy, given his height, that, in my opinion, will be playing in the slot. So, because what he's 5'10, 5'11. So, yeah, he's definitely going to be a slot type of guy, in my opinion.
No,
And,
it's probably gonna be slot.
oh, yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense because, honestly,
You
like,
got to be like 4.2 speed to get to play outside at that size, like Tyreek.
and he already, at the HBCU combine, he already ran like a 4. He was in the
4.38.
neighborhood of 4.38. So,
That's
he
still
already,
very fast.
yeah. So he already qualifies for a slot receiver in the NFL. He's already garnered much attention from Steve Smith and everything. So it works out. It checks out very well. And then you also
Just
had
practice that special teamwork. Guaranteed a job.
yes, practice being universal. So for guys like definitely BJ Bowler and Xavier Smith, what I would be focused on right now, especially knowing that they're especially Xavier Smith, since he's going to go late round. So because honestly, I'm gonna be real, he's going either somewhere in the neighborhood of round 4 to round 7. So he's definitely a day 3 guy. I would definitely be focused on, perfecting my craft as a wide receiver, but I'd also be someone that's going to, be sure that I'm at the top of my game as far as fielding punts, fielding kickoffs, and of course, it's like riding a bike, you never forget, but staying in your lane as far as punt coverage and kickoff coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, aside from that, as long as he proves that he's versatile in every facet, such as that, he'll have a spot. He'll have a spot.
Yeah.
Plus, honestly, too, you have someone like Steve Smith out here promoting him and hyping him up. Yeah, no, he'll get a shot somewhere. I actually would
No,
love to see him in Cincinnati. Now that I think about it, that's random, but I would really love to see him catching passes from Joe Burrow.
they got Tyler Boyd in the slot right now.
They do. So what? Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You're not keeping all
They
those
ain't
guys.
got much. They ain't got much after that, but I
But
can
see,
see it.
the thing is why I say that is because with Xavier Smith, you're someone that's young and that you can if you get drafted, you're guaranteed they're going to keep you for 4 years. So then, or he could be a hidden gem that they get in undrafted free agency, and you're not going to be able to keep Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd forever. You just can't. Plus paying Joe Burrow, you ain't going to be able to keep all 4 of them. Now, if we were still in the 90s and we had no salary cap, and we're talking pre-Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl era, so if like that stretch from like before 95, then maybe, okay, yeah. But that's why I say Xavier Smith. Proven slot guy. Would thrive in that offense with Joe Burrow. So
I see the vision.
that's just me connecting the dots and everything. Plus, also, too, here's another one. Minnesota. Who did Minnesota just lose? Adam Thielen.
Undrafted gem.
Bingo. And what? Adam Thielen went to some
KJ
small
Osborne.
school. Wait, what?
KJ Osborne as well was he wasn't undrafted. I think he was a late rounder.
Oh, we'll see. There we go again. Another one.
Check that.
Patriots. The Patriots is another one. Patriots can literally plug and play anybody, although a lot of people say the Patriots is like joining the military. But, I mean, look, that's another one. Bill Belichick seems to have this man crush on Dallas Daniels out of Jackson
He was a
State.
fifth round.
Yeah.
I'm saying KJ Osborne was a 5th round.
Oh. But,
And he's their wide receiver too now.
oh, see? Exactly.
And they got Diggs in the 5th too.
the defense
Wait,
rests.
are all Viking wide receivers drafted in the 5th round good?
Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs.
KJ Osborne. Thielen wasn't drafted, but yeah.
Thielen wasn't drafted?
No, I don't think so.
Jeez, wow. And now he's off in Carolina. But the other one too is 16 reps on the bench press for BJ Bowler, 38-inch vertical as well.
Yeah,
Very
he was
impressive.
undrafted.
Oh no, I'm gonna let Ace handle this one. It's a landing spot for undrafted free agency for BJ Bowler.
Maybe more linebacker for like a 3-4, right?
He's a DB. He's a corner.
Oh. He looked more like a linebacker. I don't know why.
It's the physical build. When you live in the weight room and stuff, and trust me, a lot of dudes that live in weight rooms and stuff and just lift all day.
I know a team that could use some DBs. It's out in LA.
The Rams.
And they took the Kobe Durant last year.
The Rams. You know, honestly, that fits as well because Jalen Ramsey's gone, and Jacoby Durant for himself. So I can, and then plus, oh yeah, Taylor Rapp's gone as well too. So they do need to shore their defensive back room. So
they got yeah, they need corners. Another team that needs corners. Let me think. Off the top of my head, who lost a lot of corners this year? No, the Detroit stockpiling. Minnesota, I guess, because they lost Peterson as well. So Minnesota's popping up again.
Tampa lost.
It depends on Andrew Booth's health.
I said Tampa lost Bunting or Sean Murphy Bunting.
Yeah, so, but they got Dave and Dean.
They have Dean and Davis, and then that's really it.
Yeah, and they're getting torched.
Yeah, so that's another team that you could look at that could add potential DB as far as an undrafted free agent with BJ Bowler. So
yeah, he can always end up in Miami and go hang out with Xavier and Jalen.
That's not a bad option too. That would be good to see him play in the slot and garner knowledge from both.
I would add in Green Bay as an undrafted guy because they did real good work with Rasul Douglas and Chandler Sullivan and developing corners over there. Philly could use a corner or a safety-ish. They could use anything in the secondary, basically.
No, they could. They could, and then plus that's a hot spot as well too because a team that actually just played in the Super Bowl. Hell yeah, I would love to go there. I would love to. But yeah, that's.
So let's talk about this lawsuit.
Oh yeah, you go ahead. If you want to take charge on that, go ahead.
No. I'll let you take charge. I just want to chime in. I don't know much about what's going on.
So basically, FanDuel got themselves caught up in this Urban Edge network fiasco that ultimately resulted in, if I'm not mistaken, Eddie Gaucher taking his leave and everything. So now Tiffany Dawn Sykes, the new IDs, come in and she's basically cleaning up this mess. And one of the things she said at the 220 quarterback club meeting was, well, I think it was a few days ago. She said, once we get this lawsuit behind us, we're going to get our money. And that's rightfully so. And honestly, I'm a huge fan of the fact of that she is collecting the data first and all the facts before jumping to the conclusion, which is what you want in a leader. And honestly, from what I've seen already, regardless of what any fans or any couch potatoes may think, the praise is coming from the student athletes for her, that she's done a fantastic.
Oh yeah. You even heard Allison's give praise to her. Was it 2 weeks ago she was on the show? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. You heard Allison give the praise. You've seen the athletes. So you got the athletes, or student athletes technically. You got the media behind you. That's first two people we gotta have behind your back.
Yeah.
In any high level job. So
exactly. And she's a very much a people person too. I'm hoping that hell when I go to homecoming, I hope I do meet her, honestly, because she's out there taking pictures with fans and stuff and talking with fans, saying, how can we improve this fan experience? How can we do this? How can we do that? And that's what you want in an athletic director, someone that's easily approachable, someone that is easy to talk to from all corners of the pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I can honestly say, dude, she's winning, man. She's doing what she needs to do from a leadership standpoint. So I have to commend it. I really do. So, I'm hoping that she is able to get a good stranglehold on this lawsuit and how it's going to play out. Hopefully, she does get the money. And those that are hating, I would say, sit back, shut up, and let her work. Because in the end, she's going to do what's best for FAMU. This was her dream. This was her dream job. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we covered the whole hiring process. Was that last year toward the end of 2022, right? We covered it.
Yeah, because we talked about it basically every week towards the end, and that there was so much uncertainty because everybody
October we did it big time. September we did it. They announced it just before the
just before
I
homecoming.
want to say the game. Yeah, just before homecoming.
Because look, that's when I was like, look, dude, the way that they were carrying on about it, I was like, hell, this athletic department's not going to have an AD before homecoming. It may not have one by the classic, and boy, was I wrong because they set up the process.
They did it right.
They did. Someone finally hit the accelerator at the end and said, you know what, the hell with it. Let's go ahead and name somebody. Which is, I'm glad someone.
But let's give it to a person who wants the job and actually run with it the right way.
That's why I'm glad. So I'm glad people got off their ass and actually did something with the hire. So
yeah, it's like you always see some kind of like businesses and teams they get desperate for a specific person who isn't really like all in on the job. They're just doing it for the paycheck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
you can see it's like she wanted it. She's all in. So shout out her.
And that's what you have to do, especially when you go to do anything. When you go to hire someone and you own a business, you look under every crevice. You don't just look at the one. You don't look at the one that's like the shiniest. All that glitters isn't gold. So, fam, you got this one right.
Transitioning over, all the glitters in gold. Yeah, that means a guy who's hitting a roof in his pro day where there's no pressure shouldn't be the most talked about or highest touted prospect in his own draft class.
You talking Anthony Richardson? Will Levis?
No, it's Anthony Richardson.
Oh. I mean, okay, I thought we was gonna save that for the college aspect of this, the NCAA.
Hey, he's gonna be in the NFL in a month. The draft, I think, is in a month. Yeah,
Go
a month from today.
Go ahead and get him.
Yeah, 27. Yeah, it's a month from today. 4 weeks from today is the draft.
Go ahead and get him then.
I don't know. They can't say he's better than Stroud or Young, but I mean, anybody in the NFC South, like Bucks, Falcons, and Saints fans, should all want Carolina to take him one.
Oh, I do. I really do. Because honestly, it's like, okay,
he's not better than Stroud and Young. He isn't.
He's not. And we can honestly always keep saying that, oh, he's so big. He's like Cam Newton. And someone actually said, so it was actually funny.
Cam Newton has 30 passing touchdowns and 20 rushing touchdowns, a 14-0 record, and a natty.
And Cam Newton carried a team that was, I want to say, 8-4 or 8-5 the year before, and had barely beaten a bad Northwestern team in the Outback Bowl the year before to a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. Anthony Richardson.
Oh, wow, Anthony Richardson. Bunch of 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Seesaw games. Can't even beat up USF.
I'm gonna pull up the stat.
It's his drives at Florida consisted of either a 3-and-out or an 80-yard touchdown. There was no in between.
I'm gonna pull up the stat, dude. Florida State game. 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception, 9 of 27. He completed 33% of his passes. What about that to you screams first pick in the first round of the NFL draft?
I can never understand why people get hyped up about a pro day throw when there's no safety over the top. Like, just stick safety in the pro days right around like the 50-yard line, and they're throwing at the 35 or whatever.
Exactly. And you know what?
Then you see if the balls they're throwing are actually good.
I'm actually glad you said that. Keep talking because I'm actually gonna.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so he hit the top of the roof on a throw. Someone had once said, yeah, he could do that, but like, if that's a game and you hit the top of the thing, that's what I want to say incomplete pass, or they replay it. It's a dead spot. It's a dead ball at that spot or whatever, right? Yeah, you don't want to be doing that when it's like 4th and 10 and you're down 3 at like your 40-yard line trying to get into field goal range.
So I'm gonna say now, he plays some pretty okay secondaries this year. He has to see the Saints twice. If Anthony Richardson ends up in Carolina, he sees the Saints twice. He has to see the Lions secondary. Jacksonville's going to be an improved team. The Dolphins secondary, the Seahawks secondary, the Cowboys secondary. Some pretty decent secondaries he's going to be going up against. I know you already.
It'd be funny if the Panthers draft Richardson 1, right? And he flops, and they gift the Bears the first pick in the draft next year. And they gift the Bears Caleb Williams, which would also bring up more questions about Justin Fields that would have to be answered. How Justin Fields goes and like how's that Jalen Hurts sleep, and then you have even more questions to be answered because that means you're trading the generational pick in Caleb Williams. But we won't get into all that. That's just hypotheticals right now. Back to Richardson on the Panthers, though. Yeah, I could see why Frank Reich would want him. Like, he's at like oozing potential. You can get your hands on him, be like a puppet master, put him in how you want him to be or whatever, right? Like, you know, what's it called? The puppeteers, you know, how they have the fingers and everything, and then you're just building him like that. But then you also look at it like, well, if you don't work, you're not getting Josh Allen. You're getting I don't even know what he would be. Marcus Mariota.
Exactly. That's literally what you're getting. You're just getting a freak athlete that looks amazing in shoulder pads. Because honestly, like, heaven forbid
I
he
said
has to
amazing in tights, not much so in shoulder pads. But okay.
I
mean, unless you want to move him to running back and play him like Derrick Henry.
Hell, he'd probably make more money.
Because they're saying they kept calling Lamar running back, even though Lamar at Louisville was a better quarterback than Anthony Richardson ever was. But we won't get into that. Unless you want to get into Lamar. We can get into Lamar, but I was going to wait for a little bit on that.
Dude, honestly, Lamar needs to get out of Baltimore.
Sorry. I don't know if I missed this one.
Damn it. You hit it. You hit it. Okay. I hope Danny gets
Ashton.
Yeah, no, honestly, let AD Sykes work. They'll get it.
Money.
Everybody just sit back, relax, let AD Sykes cook, let her do what she's got to do, and then it'll come. The thing about lawsuits is they take time. This isn't going to be something where it's like, now it depends on when the lawsuit started as well too, because if this lawsuit started last year, then I
might take another year.
It might, because honestly, that's the thing. Lawsuits can drag out for 5 years. It depends on how severe it is. It's lengthy, or it can be open and shut, which honestly is, unless there's a without reasonable doubt present, but we'll see. They'll get their media deal eventually, though. Eventually, they'll claw out of it.
All
Um,
right. So let's talk
yeah,
about MetLife getting a new turf because that was known as the turf monster, that big scary monster under the bed.
you know
Except it
what?
was in New Jersey,
It was
but it just eats ACLs for a living.
the turf at the old Meadowlands when they even just had like the AstroTurf. That was crappy too.
Maybe there is a big scary ACL monster under the bed known as Meadowlands and MetLife and all the goodies over there in New
Dude,
Jersey.
I really think there might be because, and even but there was one in Philly too. Because when the old Veterans Stadium had their like turf, dude, Michael Irvin's career ended on that turf. That turf used to claim ACLs. You could see the little divots in the ground from the turf. I guess from where the field, I guess, folded and stuff. It was pitiful. But yeah, honestly, I'm glad, and we'll see. Because honestly, I hope this isn't a situation with MetLife Stadium where how the NFL spent what 8 months preparing the grass for the Super Bowl, and the grass for the Super Bowl sucked. I hope it's not one of those situations where this is some type
Well,
of curse.
you know why the MetLife is probably getting new turf, right?
Enough people complained about it.
No, it's not about the people complaining. They probably want to be hosting a World Cup game.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that. They already hosted a Super Bowl, and
But
that's
but wait, is it turf? I thought you have to have grass for FIFA though. I'm not entirely sure because they would
I
have to put grass in if it's for the World Cup. But I'm sure the reason why they're putting in new turf right now is to appease the players, right? But the reality is to make money for the World Cup in 2026. Yeah, 2026. So I don't know. What I'm gonna remember that MetLife turf for is I want to say last year, not this last season, but the season before, the 2021 season.
mm-hmm.
49ers had a week 2 game against the Jets and a week 3 game against the Giants. Or was it the other way around? I don't remember which way exactly it was. But they had to play back-to-back games in MetLife. And about 7 guys tore or broke part of their leg on that field. Like Nick Bosa was one of them. One of the running backs, Solomon Thomas. It was brutal. It was like it was a bunch of guys who got hurt on that field.
That's insane, dude.
Or you
That's
just watch Sterling Shepard in this last year on a primetime game, just running his route, ACL gone, just like that. Not even a cut, just simple run.
it's insane. They need to do something about that. The other thing too was the Jets are confident that a trade for Aaron Rodgers will happen before the draft. Interesting. I'm confident it will too. But my thing is, I'm like the plot twist of all that would be, how ironic would it be for all this to happen, all this to go down, only for Aaron Rodgers to return back to Green Bay, which I don't think is
He
going to
ain't
happen.
going back to Green Bay.
I believe it. And then also too, there's this.
To where though? The
Indy.
Colts? It would have to be the Colts.
Yeah, I was gonna say Indy. Someone said Arizona, but it was like I think they're not ready to give up on Kyler Murray just
Kyler's
yet.
already doing on-field workouts. Kyler's posting on his IG story him doing on-field workouts.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be him
Like
either.
just throwing the ball and all that. Like he's rehabbing, so Kyler's gonna be back by week 6, probably. At the latest, I think.
Now
Because
the
he
other
didn't
one,
tear it as late as JMO did. Jameson tore it in January, so.
the other one too is New England, which is interesting because
No.
Asante Samuel went on Twitter and said, don't go to New England. It's like joining the military."
Well, Mara's not going to New England.
He's not. I don't. Honestly, maybe it's just me, but I
Now, it
genuinely
would be more fun if he goes to Indy. Indy stole the franchise, and now they're going to steal the franchise quarterback.
that would be the ultimate get back because yeah, they
Not
actually
a get back. They moved from Baltimore to Indianapolis. And then they're taking the quarterback from Baltimore and putting him in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh,
And not a get back. No, Cleveland was playing some chess. Cleveland was like, all right, we're gonna break the market for a quarterback when we went and got Sean Cosby, right? They gave him $235 million guaranteed. Broke the market. They knew, like, if we break the market with Deshaun, that means the Ravens and the Bengals in 2 years is gonna have to break the market again. And what happened with Lamar? Ravens don't want to break the market.
that's crazy.
That's one less team in your division with a quarterback.
Yeah, it's because my thing now is look, if you let Lamar leave, are you even going to be in position to take a quarterback of high value next year?
Your team's too good to not be a top 2 pick to get either of the top 2 quarterbacks. I
Exactly.
mean, Jordan Travis, if he's healthy, is going to be a first round pick, and Michael Penix, if he's healthy, is a first round pick next year. Unless you trade with Indianapolis and you take Anthony Richardson at 4 and run the same offense with Lamar, just with the worst passer.
You could see 5 quarterbacks go in the first 20, not first 20, first 15 picks
Next year.
Yeah.
I think it's best for Shedeur. I think we talked about this last week. It's best for Shedeur if he stays another year.
I wasn't even referencing Shedeur. I was saying Drake May, Jordan Travis, Michael Penix, Justin Herbert, and
Not
even
Justin Herbert, Bowen Hicks, wrong Oregon quarterback.
Jeez, they're Oregon. They both went to Oregon. They both look the same. Both were number 10. Like, I know, I get it. Yeah,
Bowen Hicks. So let's go. Jordan Travis, Michael Penix, Bowen Hicks, Caleb Williams, Drake May.
I know
and
why
the
you're.
hell, Spencer Rattler's good.
I know why you're.
Spencer Rattler too.
Where yes, I'm saying that basically all white people look alike. That's basically why he busted out laughing in America. But yeah. So I mean, those are the 5. Well, and Caleb Williams is the 5th one I was going to name. But
don't forget, I mentioned it just now, Spencer Rattler, because he came on second half of that last year. This year,
oh, yeah. See, so that's
this year, yeah, second half of this year. So that might be 6 quarterbacks.
So yeah, see, so
or we can have a situation like this 2 years ago where we thought Keaton Slovis, Sam Howell, Spencer Rattler, and a couple other guys were going to be first round picks, and they all flopped.
I'm not ready to give up on Sam Howell yet, though.
No, I think Sam Howell's going to be good in Washington. I think he will.
Yeah.
With Bieniemy there, and you got Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin, I think they're going to cook some stuff up.
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, let's swing on over here now. Women's Final Four.
So, is the future WNBA GOAT gonna beat South Carolina? And is LSU's team gonna have one more run at that?
I think LSU will have one more run at them. I am not for LSU's sake. I'm not too worried about Virginia Tech.
I think the LSU Virginia Tech game isn't gonna be as tight. It's not gonna be as interesting as the Iowa South Carolina game.
Dude,
that one is what I want to see. Like this Caitlin Clark in Iowa, bro. She look like she could be better than half of these NBA players right now.
Is she the girl that wears number 22 for Iowa?
She's the girl that shoots light out. So I don't know what number she is.
I think she's number 22 because actually I had a conversation about her a few days ago with
22 from Iowa. All you can do is type in CAI and she's the first name that comes up.
CAI. Oh yeah, Caitlin Clark. Yeah, because I think Sue Bird was in the crowd watching her just to like get a feel for her. Actually, she was named Naismith's Player of the Year over reigning winner Aaliyah Boston. Yeah. And she's also an award finalist for the Wooden Award. Yeah, dude, she's scary, bro. This girl is different. She's 6 feet. She's only a junior. She's from West Des Moines. Um,
I don't think she's gonna be in the WNBA until is it this year or next year? Because I don't know. The WNBA is weird. I think you have to have like 3 or 4 years to be able to be drafted.
I have no idea, man.
I
So
gotta look that up to make sure.
as it stands right now, she's played all 98 games, 98 games played in her career. She has not missed a game at all in her career. This
You
season,
have to be 22 years old.
dude, she's almost at 1,000 points this year, averaging 27. Basically 27 points a game.
That's honestly kind of BS. Why do you have to be 22 years old or be a senior with no eligibility to go into the WNBA draft?
I have no idea, man. It's
Like,
weird.
don't they want their young players to be in the league to make them money?
That's why it's honestly, dude, this is why it's so hard for me to follow basketball drafts. Like, because it's like, okay, you got drafted by this team, but then it's like 15 minutes later, you've been traded to somewhere else. So it's like it's so hard for me to follow basketball in the sense of
Well,
like
no,
the
the
draft.
best. No, that's not the hard part. Most of them, like NBA, it's one and done. You have 19-year-olds getting drafted in the NBA. But in the WNBA, it's 22 years old. I don't get that whole logic, but okay.
I mean, honestly, and some feminists might get me for this, but I feel like it has a little bit to do with the maturation of the female body, which plays a factor. I could be
I
wrong,
don't.
but again,
I don't know.
I know some feminists that get sensitive about every little thing might find that to be offensive. So we'll be sure to check the comment section for that later. But
Nah, they probably won't find it. We should be fine.
we'll see. Who knows? But dude, she
Anyways, yeah. So men's final four. No 4 seeds or above in this tournament. In the tournament left.
and you know what? I like it.
FAU.
The only
Last year
true
was funny. Well, last year there was the all blue bloods with
Mhm.
UNC, Duke, Villanova, and who was the last one? Somebody was in it. No, not UConn.
This because they won it.
Who won? I forgot.
Kansas won the whole thing because remember North
Oh yeah,
Carolina.
Kansas was the last one. Yeah, Kansas. Yeah. I'm an idiot.
Remember North Carolina had that large lead on Kansas last year, and
Yeah,
Kansas came.
UNC beat Duke and Kansas beat Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were all blue bloods last year. I think 1 and 2 seeds or whatever. While this year it's the blue collar teams and FAU, San Diego State, and Miami. Miami, UConn are more like middle class.
Honestly, yes. I think the one that's got the most experience out of all these teams is UConn. They actually said it's actually interesting that every time that the final four has been in Houston, UConn has come out victorious, with the exception of the '99 Final Four, which was in the Trop in St. Pete. But overall, it's been every time UConn. So, because honestly, like I'm hoping for an all Florida affair with Florida Atlantic going against Miami, but I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get UConn somehow, some way is gonna find their way through, and they're just gonna like UConn's just gonna sweep through South Florida and probably get past get past Miami. If by some miracle Florida Atlantic can outwit San Diego State, who looks pretty darn good. Like I feel like UConn can just win this whole thing. Because for one, they have faith and tradition on their side. Of every time the Final Four is in Houston, they've been there.
I don't know. I'm not betting on any of these. I don't know what's happening in this men's tournament.
I'm telling you, dudes, like I told you last week, a lot of it is just, and this is why the women's tournament has been better than the men's tournament. It's a lot of like poor calls by officials because they're letting the guys get away with so much that you couldn't even get away with in the NBA game.
No,
That
you couldn't get away with playing the Lakers.
like LeBron saying, "Oh hell no," when he saw Patrick Beverly charging right at him.
No, I'm talking about how the Lakers have 30 free throws and the Bulls had 13 last night.
Who won that game actually?
Lakers.
Oh, of course. They're pushing hard to get the Lakers.
The NBA. Yeah, the NBA is pushing very hard to get the Lakers in.
I don't know why. I really don't get it. Just so they can get
Oh
knocked.
yeah, college pro days and all, and who all has impressed lately? What the hell is it? Oh yeah. Oh.
As far as that goes, I will say I was impressed with Bryce Young. I watched his pro day.
Young and Stroud looked very nice, but Marvin Harrison stole the show at Ohio State's pro day, so I don't know much we could say for that.
Look at who his daddy is. Come on,
Marvin Harrison might go. See, we know who the top 2 picks are in next year's draft, but pick 3 might be a wide receiver
who this year?
next year.
Wait, so Marvin Harrison?
Ain't no wide receiver in this year's class belongs in the top 10. Hell, not even the top 11.
Not even Jackson Smith and Jigba?
None of them need to be in the top 11.
Wow, I'm surprised. Ace says no to Jackson Smith, an Ohio State receiver, not being in the top 10. I'm surprised.
Reasons.
Even Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Boy was hurt all year. Man wasn't playing much. It wasn't like Jamar.
Man, this needs to be a CNN or like CBS News Bulletin. We need Walter Cronkite.
People know. People know J&S probably not going in the first round. He's gonna go in the first round, but it'll be like somewhere between like 12 and 15. Him and Quentin Johnson will go between like 12 and 16, 12 and 15 ish.
So what if he falls to the Saints?
I'll be fine.
Now he's fine. I see. I know your game now. I see. I understand.
They need a slot receiver. We'll see what JNS, his knock is. He's going to be like how Amon-Ra was. Like, he's not exactly the best outside receiver right now. Like, he did his damage in the slot. Like, are you really taking a top 10 pick and using it on a slot receiver?
America, y'all see what I did? I peeled back the onion. And I got him to say what I wanted him to say. I figured it out. Now, I'm going to throw another curveball at you now. What are we doing if we are Dennis Allen in that front office and Nolan Smith and Jackson Smith and Jigba are both on the board at the same time?
I say pick 40 and pick 71. You're going to Cincinnati or Philadelphia, and we're taking either 27 or 28 or 30, and you just take both. Because the second and the third gets you all late first. So
interesting.
You didn't get me on that one.
Oh no, like I said, no, I'm just still peeling back the onion. We're getting down to the bottom layer, and that's what I'm glad I did just now. It's okay. You broke it down for me to where I wanted it to be broken down. That's what I'm glad at. Y'all root for UM and FAU. I mean, I'm actually hoping. I'm hoping that's what we get. But again, I'm not gonna hold my breath if UConn just comes in.
We don't need Miami to win, because then we'd hear about it for a while.
Would we really?
Actually, Miami doesn't have any fans, so no, you won't hear about it.
Honestly, like
Miami fans are only people who went to Miami. Like, they don't have any actual fans.
You know what's funny about that? It actually is like I talked to a Florida fan about that, and they were just like, you know what? I've never met a Miami fan that actually went to Miami. And I thought about that. I was like, that's so true. Because all the Hurricanes fans that I've ever met, they never went there. They went to private schools, They just never went to Miami. So like it makes sense because like they went to UT, they went to anywhere else, like but they did not go to Miami. So I was like, yeah, I'll root for them. I'm hoping for an all South Beach affair in Houston, but I'm not gonna hold my breath for it. I feel like FAU has a better chance of getting there than Miami because of who they have to play. But one final thing before we move on to hot topics, we also had Dabo Sweeney today say Clemson has never been better, despite the fact that Clemson has missed the college football playoff the last 2 seasons. So, Ace, are we counting Clemson out?
I'm trying to remember who their quarterback is. It's a white guy. He took DJ's job. He was a freshman, so he's gonna be a sophomore this year.
You're
It's
right.
a weird name. It's a weird name.
Because
Let me look at
he played in the Orange Bowl.
Cade Klubnik. Yeah, it's a weird name.
Cade Klubnik.
I don't know much about him to say he's gonna be good or anything. But
All right. So
the ACC is pretty weak outside of FSC right now,
here's what we can honestly
and
say about
UNC.
So Cade Klubnik was actually 30 of 54 in that Orange Bowl against against Tennessee, in a 31-14 loss. And he passed for 320 yards and no touchdown passes. He had 2 interceptions. That's the game that he left us with at the end of last season. And I can honestly say that at the end of last season, we're getting back to the point where the ACC is about to really just be Florida State and Clemson again. That's where we're getting to again. And that's a sense of normalcy in the ACC once more. You're going to have every now and again one coastal team that'll rise up and be a threat every couple of years, because you've seen it with Pitt. You've seen it with, not Wake Forest, but you've seen it with a couple of teams here and there, like Pitt, Georgia Tech, every now and again. So the good thing about it is the ACC is going away from divisions for their conference championship. And so now we're going to start to get the 2 best teams playing for it all, which honestly I would say is how it should have been from the get-go for a little while. Like, because there were some years where Florida State and Clemson, I'm talking about before Willie Taggart showed up, wrecked everything, where Florida State and Clemson were the 2 best teams in the ACC, and they should have been playing for the championship. So now that's a possibility that could happen. Or it's a possibility that,
Sam Hartman. Wait, so Notre Dame isn't officially in the ACC, right?
Notre Dame is not officially in the ACC in terms of
still independent. They do generally play most of the ACC teams, but yeah, Clemson, like with this 12 playoff team, isn't it this year, right? Yeah,
next year, because this year will be the 2023 one. So next year, so like around.
So this is the last 4 bracket one.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, unless Jordan Travis is healthy all year, and Drake May doesn't carry, ACC's wide open.
Yeah, it honestly, like that's your 3 teams to watch for: Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina. And honestly, as now that we're moving forward into an era of 12 teams in the playoff, what's going to happen is the vast majority of the field is going to be SEC teams. And then you're going to have a couple sprinkled in ACC teams. So you're going to have Florida State, Clemson battling it out. And then whoever is that 3rd team, whether it be, North Carolina, because Mac Brown's going to keep them there for a while. So that's one team to look out for. And then you're going to have the Big 12. UCF is going to figure it out eventually. Oklahoma State's in that conference. And so it's going to be a wide array, but it's going to still, like I said, mostly be comprised of SEC teams at that point. So, like I said, I'm like you. If Jordan Travis and Drake May stay healthy, it makes for a very interesting and competitive ACC. It does. So with that, and I know you're watching the Lightning game on your phone.
No. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm dealing
surprised.
with idiots. Anyway, let's talk about some
Actually,
baseball. And NBA
Lightning are
stuff.
up 2-1
Hot topic.
Raptors.
Yeah.
So as far as hot topics goes, MLB opening day, Rays won 4-0.
Uh-huh.
What else we got? Playoff field. Actually, speaking of the devil, as I'm watching the Lightning, the playoff field is taking shape.
Hurricanes and Bruins have clinched. I know that. I think the
Yeah.
Maple Leafs already clinched too.
The
Lightning
Metropolitan,
have to win 2 more games, so probably today and Saturday.
the Metropolitan and the Atlantic are actually taking shape right now as we speak. So yeah, the Bruins have already punched their ticket. I think they're going to honestly get the President's Cup or President's Trophy.
Yeah.
Toronto Maple Leafs 44-20. They've clinched a playoff spot out of the East or out of the Atlantic. In the Metropolitan, you have 3 teams that have already punched their tickets. So Carolina, the New Jersey Devils. Is that what they're called? New Jersey Devils?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the New
They
York
actually
Rangers.
play in New Jersey.
Okay, so unlike the Giants and the Jets, they're actually a New Jersey team in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And then the New York Rangers as well. So no one in the West right now.
Oh no, the West is there's only one dangerous team in the West right now. Maybe take a guess. Let's see if she can get it right.
I'm gonna say, based on the records, I'm gonna go with 2 teams. My first guess is gonna be Coach Limke's favorite team, the Minnesota Wild. My second guess
Their
is
best
gonna
player is hurt.
Okay, so I guess we
He might be back by next week or 2. He'll be back in the next week or 2.
So in that case, I guess I'm just gonna have to go with the Vegas Golden Knights.
Nope.
I feel like
Vegas ain't winning no cup. No, they're good. Vegas is good and all, but let's be real. Vegas ain't winning no cup unless it's right for them. They're not beating anybody in the East.
I mean, that's how it usually goes when Vegas normally gets to the Stanley Cup. They get there and then they look
Well,
really.
it's not the Stanley Cup. It's the playoffs. They generally lose. They've only made the Stanley Cup once.
Okay, so who is this juggernaut team in the West that we should all be worried?
The LA Kings.
Okay, so the second best team in the Pacific.
Them and the Kraken. Unless Connor McDavid figured out how to win.
Well, right now the Kraken are actually sitting pretty at 4th in the Pacific at a 40-25 record. So we'll see.
I like the Kraken. I think Yanni Gore is going to help them a lot in the playoffs.
So
as long as the goalies hold up. The Kraken, the goalies would have to hold up.
So technically the Tampa Bay Lightning is the E team. So I said Seattle's basically nothing but Tampa Bay's B team.
Well, they only got Gord over there from the Lightning.
More guys.
Nope. Just Yanni.
Mm.
There's a bunch of they took everybody's leftovers and then they signed a bunch of guys. And then they drafted a really good guy from Michigan. So it's a whole thing over there. Let's talk NBA a little bit before we head out, I guess.
Yes, let's. So a few playoff spots have been clinched as well in the NBA, which is
Nuggets Kings for the first time in 16 years. So now the New York Jets have the longest playoff streak. It's playoff drought.
Dude, that's crazy because I remember that's how long it's been, dude. Jason Williams was the star player for the Sacramento Kings the last time they made the playoffs. Ever since then, the Kings were in this rut and just. But honestly, I like seeing teams that don't make the playoffs in such a long time actually make the playoffs. Because honestly, like, so because like now at this point, like now that I'm seeing that the Kings are going to the playoffs, like I'm really hoping for like the day when the Detroit Pistons get back to the playoffs. Because it's been
They
so
were in the
long.
playoffs a couple of years. No, they were in the playoffs a couple of years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago.
But how long did they stay? Why you laughing? Why you
They
laughing?
got that was the Blake Griffin Nets. They got swept. I want to say like not even a week and a half.
See, so I didn't even get a chance to enjoy the Pistons in the playoffs. At least I'm gonna get a chance to enjoy the Kings in the playoffs. So when they make it back, I'll be able to enjoy them again.
You got to have Cade healthy a whole year for the Pistons to be in the playoffs.
No, the Pistons just need to just not win 16 games.
Well, as I'm saying, Cade needs to be healthy.
Yeah.
Cunningham.
So yeah, so right now, as it looks, the top two seeds in the East and the West are Milwaukee and Denver. Memphis, I feel like could realistically be the best team in the West if Ja Morant would stop letting strippers, grind on him and ride on him and stuff. Boston, second best team in the East.
Boston is a juggernaut to every team beside the Magic because they're like blowing out the Bucks right now. Albeit the Bucks are on the second night of a back-to-back
Of
after
course,
trashing the Pacers,
of course.
and their seating is like pretty much set, so they don't care.
Yeah, because honestly, and you know who I'm really surprised with? The New York Knicks.
Jalen Brunson's good, but Julius Randle's out for 2 weeks, so.
He'll be
Mm.
back for the playoffs. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
impressed with the Knicks because honestly, I really would not have taken the Knicks to be what they've been this year. I'm very surprised.
Wow. Pat Maroon has scored for the Lightning. You don't
Again?
see that tweet often.
Oh yeah, what do you know? Oh, and we got a fight on the ice. Interesting. I like it though. There to me, this screams out getting into playoff form. That's what that screams out to me.
No, that screams being a 6-0 in this shirt.
All right, America. So you know what that means. Ace needs to wear that shirt every day during the Stanley Cup playoffs.
No, it's not gonna work. Because I
No,
said it today, it's not gonna work now.
nah. See what it is. Don't do like them like that fat dude from South Park that just sat on his computer like this all day, just playing on this computer. You actually got to like at least just wash it. You got to get the Tide Pods and just throw it in there, and after like about maybe like 2 days, just wash it. It's gonna be really stretched out and really worn out, but the magic will still be in it. That's what you got to do. So just when the playoffs get here, that's what we're doing. Okay, we are wearing it every single time that they take the ice. You don't got to wear it 24/7 and let your skin breathe and let the shirt breathe. You could probably cheat a few times by just for breezing it down.
I ain't
But
paying the water bill to wash it all that
exactly, so that's
every
why
other day.
that's like I said, that's why you gotta at least just for breeze it down and just let it breathe and let it recuperate without having to drown it in some water and some soap every time. And it'll work out.
Nah, I think what happened was the Boston game pissed them off enough. Watching though was the Ottawa game where they got their butts kicked. That's the one where they got their act together, but they didn't. They took the right steps versus Boston, and now they're getting into their shape.
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
but then again, you need Killorn to actually score from the last 5 games of the season and into the playoffs, and not have a whole disappearing act like he did last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
We went through that whole segment of Hot Topics. I did not change the background.
I noticed, but I was like, well, we're talking about every sport out there right now. We have talked a lot of different things tonight, guys, out there.
We
People
did.
everywhere. We talked WNBA, NBA, NHL, NFL, NCAA, men's tournament, women's tournament, college football pro days. What else? Anything else? And
We-
HBCUs
we basically covered everything.
and
Show
lawsuits, hell,
yes,
and media deals.
yes, we did. We're proving that we're very
Diverse. We are a very diverse and well versatile group here who can talk about any different topic that you need.
We even talked about how to wash your clothes.
Yeah, Tide Pods, Tide Pods, not Pod Tide. Oh my!
Look, look. Even if you don't want to wash it and use your own water, what we can do is we can start a GoFundMe, and in that way we can get you some detergent funds.
No, we just need a couple like coins, a bunch of coins, and a GoFundMe to go to a laundromat.
Oh my gosh! Because then, see, look, you might be able to end up and be like that guy.
No, dry cleaners. We'll be fancy. We'll go to the dry cleaners.
Okay, that's better. Because and then we preserve that Nikita Kucherov shirt. Because honestly, what we gonna have to carry this out like how that man did the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl in 2000, where he literally went up and stayed up on a bulletin board. He camped out up there and said he wasn't going to come down until the Ravens scored an offensive touchdown, and he stayed up there for 3 weeks until they scored. So we're gonna be like, you know what, Ace gonna stay in that shirt until the Lightning win the Stanley Cup. And my gosh, when you take that thing off, it's gonna be refreshing. see.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for us on the Running Gun Podcast, Season 5, Episode 10 of Ace and JP's just clowning around,
This is why.
doing
This is
who
like,
knows what, talking about every random stuff there is in the book. But yeah, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. If you were on Twitter, you had to click the avatar, go to the link in the bio, hit us up, like it, comment. You know, who knows? Maybe get the feminists to get mad. A feminist to get mad at us. Who knows? Like, we're here for the vibes. We're just vibing out here with sports.
this is why me
What
and
we
him
can do
can't
about that?
be in the same room at the same time. This is why.
No, we
and I-
learned that the hard way yesterday.
yeah, we did. Oh my gosh, we're terrible. I'm just realizing that now. Oh God. But
Nobody
yeah,
in that restaurant was safe.
no, nobody was. We can't sit in the middle
Well,
of
that's
that.
also what we get for having to sit in a restaurant for 2.5 hours. But
That wasn't our fault though.
no, but they caused that to happen.
I'm telling you, wait till you turn 21, dude. Oh my gosh, it's gonna probably be even worse. I'm just letting you know now.
All right, that's a good spot to end it. JP's run this outro and let's head on out. Got work to
All
do.
right, stay blessed, man.